What's going on, everybody? We are tracking severe weather here as it is moving across the state of South Carolina into our viewing area here right now. We are watching currently a tornado warning here, and this is up in the Lancaster, South Carolina area. Right now, the rotation has decreased substantially, but we did have some pretty decent rotation there. We still have a little bit of rotation there on the backside, looking like it wants to try and maybe produce another tornado warning here or another tornado. But we are watching that very, very closely. Another area that I am watching very, very close is down here. We got a little bit of rotation here on this cell right in here. So we're watching a little bit of rotation here. You can see how that velocity is out ahead here, and if we take that into radar, if I can get my screen to change here, if we take that into reflectivity, earlier, new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued on that particular cell, by the way, here. So we're going to keep watching that. That should pop up here in a few minutes. But if you take a look here closely, before this was really bowed out here, and then we had a little bit of a notch back in here, and that's where we were watching that rotation. Here's that new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up, and we'll get that posted out here on social media here relatively shortly. We are watching this little rogue cell as well here near Somerton right now, just kind of popped up out of nowhere, is increasing in intensity. So we're going to continue to watch that as well as we go along. So I'm going to get this new severe thunderstorm warning posted out on social media, and we're going to keep an eye on things as we kind of go through the day here and into the evening. So just enjoy the radar feed here. If anything else pops up, I'll hop in here real quick. I want to get this posted out to social media and get that taken care of for you guys as well. So thank you. All right, everybody. So we are still watching. That tornado warning in Lancaster has expired. We are still watching this area down here near Aiken, just south of Aiken, near Beach Island. We'll see if that gets its act together here a little bit more. We may see some warnings come out on that, but not seeing as much rotation there, but there still is some good rotation there, so we're going to keep an eye on that. I have to step away here for a few minutes, but the stream is automated, so warnings will pop up automatically, so you are aware of where those warnings are. So I will be back here very shortly. I've got to step out and handle a couple things here real quick, and we'll get back to you with the radar feed and analysis here. So stay aware. All right, so here we are. I am back, and we are back here in the live stream. Right now, we're watching a severe thunderstorm warning for a very large area here. You can see just how expansive this area is for that severe thunderstorm warning. These storms are moving. Let's see what they're moving. We got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and they are moving east at 35 miles per hour. So they will be heading our way here over the next couple hours. This is the cluster of storms that will be coming into the Myrtle Beach area here this afternoon. And as you can see, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch likely here for this evening. I anticipate that will come out relatively soon here, being that these storms are already reaching the St. Matthews areas and getting close to Manning as well. So I anticipate that we're going to see a severe thunderstorm watch be issued here relatively soon for our area, stretching all the way to the coast. I don't see why they would not stretch a severe thunderstorm watch all the way to the coast, but this area outlined in blue is where we're going to be looking at that potential for the severe thunderstorm watch. And that extends all the way up into New Bern, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Wilmington, Southport. All of those areas are all in that. We do have tornado watches in place from Greensboro, North Carolina, Durham, Raleigh, all the way up and through Lynchburg and up and through Virginia. So very active line of storms as it works its way across the state here. So we're going to be keeping an eye on things as things develop here throughout the afternoon. So right now, overall, not bad here, but we are going to be looking at the risk of this severe weather getting into our area here soon, which the main threats here are going to be damaging wind gusts, maybe some minor hail, and can't roll out the fact that we could see a spin-up tornado as well. We've already had one tornado warning here in South Carolina just a short time ago up in the Lancaster, South Carolina area, so we can't rule that out. We have watched several other areas of rotation as well along this line that is extending Columbia and south down to Aiken, and those areas eventually making its way into Orangeburg, Manning, Kingstree, and then eventually Myrtle Beach, Conway area. So we're going to keep a close eye on things here and update you as necessary. So stay tuned, enjoy the feed. We will be live here throughout the entirety of the rest of the afternoon into the evening until these storms get off the coast and the severe threat is gone. So stick with us and enjoy the feed. All right, everybody. So just a quick update here. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning here that stretches all the way into the Manning area. So that's moving pretty quickly here over the next, I'd say, hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll have some storms here stretching over to the coast. So not too much longer here until we get storms moving into our area. But right now, severe thunderstorm warning is in place here, and this is 70-mile-per-hour winds. This is a considerable damage threat, so we really want to pay attention to this here as we kind of move forward here. This is if you are out, you better be in a building if you are in any of these areas here. If you are in St. Matthews, Milford Plantation, Pinewood, Wedgefield, Manning, all of those areas, you need to be in a safe place. This storm is producing some considerable damage. We can take a look here and see if we see any kind of rotation anywhere. Looking like we're seeing, could be a little bit of rotation there. Very high winds. These are winds 70 miles per hour. So definitely want to keep an eye on things and be in a safe place here. This could produce some very significant damage here. This is a considerable damage threat here along with this storm. So definitely want to be in your safe place here as this storm approaches. Manning, Ellery, Santee, Somerton, all those areas. The I-95 corridor needs to be hunkered down here as this severe storm is working your way here to the east. This is a little bit of a picture of what's in store here for the Carolina Forest, Conway, Myrtle Beach, Garden City area to come here in the next hour and a half, 2 hours or so. So definitely want to use caution if you're going to be out about here today as this storm is working through. So looking at overall, here we've got a tornado warning now. Tornado warning for the St. Matthews, Somerton, right by that rotation that I was picking up here just a few seconds ago. We've got a lot of rotation here, very broad rotation, very tight rotation here working through. We just got another scan in. Let's see what we look like as far as potential debris. If that loads here, let's set that in motion. Not seeing a defined debris ball or anything on radar yet, but we're going to keep a close eye on that. Again, tornado warning just issued, and this is going to be Clarendon, Orangeburg, Calhoun, Sumter counties in South Carolina here. Tornado warning in effect for those areas. This is a considerably dangerous storm right now. Again, radar indicated tornado warning for those areas there. So we're going to keep an eye on this and just keep following this storm as it goes. We do see that big giant notch there within there. That is a good inflow for the possible tornado here. So we're just going to keep bouncing back and forth between that and velocity here and checking. Still have good rotation there on this particular storm. So you need to be in your safe place right now. If you are in St. Matthews, Lone Star, Pax Landing, Weeks Landing, Creston, Panola, even stretching into Somerton, St. Paul, all those areas, this storm is heading your way, and you need to be in a safe place, preferably in the center of your home, away from doors and windows, and be in a safe, sturdy location as you are now under a tornado warning. So we're going to keep a close eye on this here. We'll check in on the correlation coefficient here and see if we see any kind of what might look like a debris ball. I'm not seeing anything right now, so that's a good indication that maybe possibly a tornado is not on the ground, but a tornado could be likely here in a few minutes here as we watch this rotation. If this rotation does not go down, we could see the possibility for a tornado here within this area. So we're going to keep a close eye on radar here. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning just issued here for looks like Orangeburg, Bamberg, Barnwell, Blackville, Norway, Bowman, stretching almost into Utahville, which is already under that initial severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll keep an eye on that. But right now we're going to focus on the tornado warning here. Uh, right now, not seeing. Waiting for this next scan to come in. Let's check the velocities here real quick. Still very tight rotation here um, in this area. St. Matthews. So we're going to watch that rotation. I'm going to get this out on social media here really quick. Again, radar indicated tornado warning. So rotation on that latest scan looks to be diminished just a little bit. Still some rotation there. So do not let your guard down just yet. All right, let's come back in here. We'll check on that rotation here. Got a new scan in. Rotation is weakening a little bit. Still pretty broad area of rotation here on that tornado warning. Now let's check in on correlation coefficient here and see if we're seeing any what could look like debris. I'm not thinking that there's a tornado on the ground, but it does look like we have a small little indication of some debris right here. Looks like we could have the possibility for some debris there on radar right now. That debris ball, that little bit of debris looks to be over Vice Road. And that's heading into just north of Lone Star right now. Looks like we have a little bit of a debris ball, and that's on that next scan here. It looks like it has grown a little bit here, so we could have a tornado here. Still radar indicated, but definitely worth keeping an eye on here. So now that next scan here looks a little bit more intriguing here for tornado here approaching McCord's Ferry Road, Highway 267. If you're in that area, you need to be in your safe place right now. We could have a tornado on the ground here right now, producing some damage in this area. So we definitely want to be in your safe place right now. Let's check back in here on velocities now that we have a new scan here. Looks like we still holding on to that pretty tight rotation there. Let's check reflectivity. Definitely got a good notch here, but not really well defined. We could be seeing some straight line winds here, but we could potentially be seeing a tornado here right on live here as we are watching here. This is a new fresh scan here. We still looks like we could be seeing what might be a debris ball here in that area right there. And that on that latest scan here, move it over Highway 267, that has looked like it decreased just a little bit but definitely still something to keep an eye on here. If you are in the Somerton area, that cell is heading right towards Somerton at the current moment. So we definitely want to be in our safe place, as we could possibly potentially have a tornado on the ground here producing some damage. Still seeing some debris here on the correlation coefficient, so we can't count out that there could be a tornado. Let's check velocities. Still looking to me like this could be some probably straight line winds producing some damage here, but we're definitely going to keep watching this here uh, very, very closely here. So correlation coefficient, still seeing uh, what could be a debris ball. Now, I'm not confirming anything here, but definitely looks to be uh, some debris aloft here in the air on correlation coefficient here. So, not very well defined. Nothing's really well defined here, even on reflectivity. But if you are in the Somerton area or Lone Star area, you need to be in your safe place right now, as we could be potentially seeing a tornado on the ground. Nothing has been confirmed at this point. We just got a fresh radar scan in, so let's check on velocity here. Still pretty much the same, hasn't really changed much here, but we're going to check in on the correlation coefficient here. As far as that, what could have been a debris ball, it looks a little bit less now. That has decreased, which is a good sign, but we're going to continue to monitor the this tornado threat here as the moments go on here. We're going to watch for future scans here and see what we're dealing with. But we're going to keep a close eye on this. Overall, around the rest of the state, looking okay right now, up through Bishopville, Hartsville, Bennettsville, all those areas looking pretty decent. We're still got these severe thunderstorm warnings in place here. We've got warnings all over Calhoun, Richland, Lexington, Orangeburg, Clarendon, Sumter, Calhoun, Orangeburg, South Carolina, Richland, Bamberg, Orangeburg. We've got severe thunderstorm galore here with this line of storms as it's working its way towards the coast here. And this is again going to be, this line of storms is what's going to be affecting the Myrtle Beach area here not too long from now. So we're going to keep a close eye here. Zooming back in here on this cell, we should have a fresh scan coming up here soon. Still seeing quite a bit of high winds here. This is pretty impressive velocities here associated with this. Correlation coefficient hasn't changed yet. We're going to wait for another scan here and see what that looks like here in a few minutes. So we got a fresh scan in here now. That correlation coefficient looks much better here now. Still a little bit, uh, just a little bit concerning right in here. Not near as concerning as it was, say, 5 or 6 minutes ago, but definitely don't want to discount this. If you are in Somerton, you need to be in your safe place here, as this storm is approaching relatively quick. Just looking at reflectivity, Lone Star's in it right now. I would imagine they're experiencing some pretty high winds here. This original cell was winds 75 miles per hour, considerable damage threat. So we definitely want to be paying attention to what is going on outside and be in your safe place through the entirety of this storm as it is approaching. Definitely Manning wants to be in their safe place here, I would say, here relatively soon. They are under that severe thunderstorm warning right now, but definitely Manning wants to be paying attention. Pay attention to this storm here as well. Let's check again here in our velocities here. Let's see if we can see some wind speeds here. We got wind speeds here looking like 80 miles per hour right now, 75, 80. So we definitely want to be watching out for some destructive winds here. This is a very destructive severe thunderstorm with a tornado warned cell here working its way in. So definitely want to be in your safe place. If you are not right now, you need to get into your safe place in Somerton. This storm is approaching rapidly, very quickly here to your area right now. Let's check back in on the correlation coefficient now that we got some new scans. Definitely still concerning here. I think what we're dealing with here could be some straight line winds picking up debris. Not sure that we actually have a tornado, but there is a good chance we could be seeing a tornado here right now. Still nothing. It's still radar indicated. No one's confirmed anything yet, but we are going to continue to watch this very, very closely as the storm approaches Somerton. Manning needs to be in their safe place as this storm is approaching. We're going to update social media here. A lot goes into putting this stuff out there for you guys, so bear with me. I'm only one person, so if you're watching, please bear with me, but please keep up on our social media here as we go through this together here today. I'm here to try and keep you guys safe at all costs and keep you aware of what's going on. Right now, currently, still a tornado warning here, moving towards the Somerton area, Paxville, all those areas in there. Just went through Lone Star, moving east here towards the Somerton and Manning areas here relatively soon. Let's check back in on correlation coefficient here. Definitely still seeing what could be some debris in the air. Unsure. This is still not a confirmed tornado, but this storm could drop a tornado at any time. So we want to be very, very careful if you're in these areas. I suspect they might extend this tornado warning here if that velocity doesn't decrease at all. I think this is going to be more wind related. They're giving you this tornado warning as more of a wind related warning here, but still radar indicated. Nothing. They did extend this one here. So nothing, no radar confirmed tornado yet, but definitely some radar indicated rotation here within this cell. So we're going to keep a close eye on this as it moves. We just got a fresh scan in. Correlation coefficient's looking much better here still that notch looks like it wants to close up, so we might be seeing it kind of regenerate here a little bit. We're going to keep a close eye on this as this kind of moves towards Somerton. They may allow this to expire, this tornado warning, but we're definitely going to remain under the severe thunderstorm warning, and I expect that severe thunderstorm warning extends into the Kingstree, Lane, Greeleyville, Andrews area as well. So a long way to go here in a very short amount of time. So these storms are going to be approaching our area very quickly. This is a strong and very dangerous storm here with winds over 70 miles per hour. Considerable damage threat. Very dangerous storm. And this is pushing east. That particular cell that has the radar indicated tornado is moving east at 52 miles per hour right now currently. Overall, the rest of the state's looking pretty decent as far as up north. Right now, the main threat here is remaining here in the southern portion, Sumter area, Manning, Somerton, Kingstree, those areas, which will extend over into our area. We got a new mesoscale discussion here, severe thunderstorm watch issued. See what that mesoscale discussion is. We are keeping a close eye here on this tornado warning. I suspect they'll probably let expire here relatively soon, but we're going to keep watching that as we kind of move through here. Very high winds here, is 70 mile per hour plus winds right now. And I'm going to switch here to another screen and just kind of go into this a little bit closer here so I can take a closer look. I'm going to leave that up for you guys to take a peek at. We're going to watch that radar until we get another scan here and kind of see what happens here. We'll see if I think they'll allow that tornado warning to expire here relatively soon, but we're going to keep watching here for that. There, we just got a fresh scan in, so I'm going to check things out here. They did extend that tornado warning now for Somerton. Extended now for Somerton. Still that rotation there. I think this is going to be wind related here with straight line winds, but winds in excess of 70 miles per hour here associated with this. A very destructive storm as it is moving to the east. I think it was 52 miles per hour. So we do have a fresh tornado warning here for Somerton, and stretching towards Greeleyville and areas in between Eagle Point, Shade Moss Village, White Oak, Jordan, Davis Station, Baguette Crossroads, all in that new tornado warning right now. We're going to go ahead and get this issued out here on social media as well, so bear with me. All right, everybody. So we are still continuing to monitor this tornado warning here. You can see a very good, well-defined notch there in that cell. Uh, I'm not seeing. We could be seeing some debris here on radar. I'm waiting for a new, fresh scan to come in here, but if you are in Somerton, you need to be in your safe place right now. If you are not in your safe place, this is a very dangerous time for you. We need to be sure that we're staying in our safe place through the entirety of this. And David's Station, Jordan, James Crossroads, Shade Moss Village, Bloomville, and Baggett Crossroads all need to be in their safe places here. Eagle Point Highway 260 needs to be hunkered down here. This is a very dangerous and violent storm working its way towards you right now. So we're going to go back over here to correlation coefficient. This is kind of concerning here. We're starting to see what could be some debris now that on that recent scan here now that has kind of diminished again. There's no doubt in my mind that there's some damage being done out here in this area right now, but definitely no confirmed tornado at this point. If anybody's in this area and can you report on what you're seeing, please do, and that's at MB Aware WX on X. Send us your photos and storm reports if you are watching, and that's for anybody here today that's watching and wants to share their storm reports with us here today, and we will make sure we get that information to the proper authorities and passed out. So we definitely want to see what you're seeing here. We are watching again a tornado warning for Somerton, and that is going to be Clarendon County, Orangeburg. That tornado warning for Orangeburg County, Calhoun, Sumter, that will probably expire here soon, but Clarendon County is definitely still in for another at least 18 minutes here, and if that rotation does not go down, we will see that extend out towards Greeleyville, Salters, and so on. So we're going to keep watching that radar here as this storm is pushing east. Still currently this is at east-southeast at 47 miles per hour currently right now, that particular cell. And looking to be having some hail too. Let's see, max hail 3/4 of an inch as well on that cell. So this is definitely a dangerous storm. I do suspect that severe thunderstorm warning that covers Manning and those areas is going to be extended out towards Greeleyville, Kingstree, maybe even including Lake City into that as well. But we're keeping a close eye here. Now we have a fresh scan here. Let's check back on correlation coefficient here. I think what we're dealing with here is straight line winds, to be honest with you. I think this is producing some damage. Believe me, definitely some damage. Rotation has definitely decreased significantly from what we were looking at when the tornado warning was at first released here. But still, definitely still a very dangerous situation here for the Somerton area. This is a considerable damage storm here. This is winds of 70 miles per hour or greater. Considerable damage here. That severe thunderstorm warning will expire in 1 minute, but I would assume they're going to keep that going here as this storm is still. And there we go. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning for the Moncks Corner, Bono, Branch, Russellville, and that's based off this tornado warning. So watching that cell as it keeps moving to the east. So we do have another new severe thunderstorm warning for those areas. So I'm going to get that posted out here on social media. Meanwhile, we'll keep an eye on that tornado warning here. We are still keeping an eye on that tornado warning. All right, let's check back in here on our tornado warning. Velocities look a lot better here. Still looking at some very destructive winds here. We can take a look at winds and see what we're dealing with here. Still 58, 60 mile per hour winds here for the most part. Still very dangerous wind gusts here, severe storm level here. At one point, we were looking at um, significant, considerable damage here with that severe thunderstorm warning. So, still very dangerous situation here. If you are in any of these areas, you need to be in your safe place here. Manning, moving in east towards Shade Moss Village, White Oak, Roland, Fearson, Eagle Point, all of those areas need to be in their safe places as this storm is approaching. Going to go and see what this new mesoscale discussion is about here. Still watching that tornado warning here. For the Somerton area, and I apologize, my radar keeps refreshing there. Looks like we got some good embedded hail here, though, right in this area around Davis Station. So if you're in that area and you're watching, please let us know what kind of hail you're seeing here. Could have up to 1 inch hail. That tornado warning is in effect for another 11 minutes. I believe they're going to let that tornado warning expire here. We do still have some very high winds with that. But as far as the tornado warning, I think they're going to let that expire here. Probably, they'll probably just let it run its course as it keeps pushing to the east here. But I do suspect to see that severe thunderstorm warning extend into Kingstree, Greenleeville, and those areas here relatively soon. We do have some good bowing with this line as it's working its way towards to the east here. The whole entire line's got some good bowing structure. But that's where we need to start watching these little notches. These little these little tiny notches. Notches make tornadoes, and that's exactly what we just saw on that tornado warning that is issued right now, is that those little notches. We've got a whole slew of severe thunderstorm warnings. Right now, we are 7 severe thunderstorm warnings in total right now up the East Coast here, from Georgia all the way to West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania. Bunch of tornado watches. There's that new severe thunderstorm warning extending into Kingstree, all the way to Hemingway and Stuckey. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this line of storms as it is approaching towards the coast here over the next hour, hour and a half. So we're going to get this issued out here. We're going to continue to watch that tornado warning here, as that will probably expire here. But we'll get this severe thunderstorm warning out as well. I only anticipate this line of storms getting a little bit stronger as it reaches the coast too. So we could be in for some pretty significant winds here out along this as it gets a little bit closer to the Myrtle Beach area, and into our main viewing area. But we're going to definitely keep an eye on things. I'm going to keep you aware all the way through everything that's going on. So we'll keep you in the loop. See what they want to do with this tornado warning here. We will go back in here and check on that tornado warning here. Let's zoom back in there and bring that in. Let's check on our velocity here. Overall, looking a lot better. Still some very heavy winds, very, very damaging winds here with that. But the rotation has decreased. It's pretty much gone now. No, nothing on correlation coefficient. So we're looking pretty good there with that tornado warning. I think they'll let that expire. We're going to continue to monitor these two new severe thunderstorm warnings, getting a little bit closer to home here. Hemingway, Stuckey, almost into Johnsonville, but I suspect we're going to continue to watch these, but I suspect these severe warnings to just continue to linger all the way to the coast here eventually over the next hour. and hour and a half here. As we get a little bit closer to the coast. So we're going to continue to monitor things here. That tornado warning should expire, but we will keep an eye on it. I'm starting to see a little bit of a notch here, but nothing that indicates any concern. There is a little bit of rotation there, but we'll see what they want to do with that. That recent scan, that new scan looks pretty decent there as far as rotation goes. But we'll see what they want to do with that tornado warning. I imagine they'll probably let it expire, but we're going to keep a close eye on everything here as these storms push east into Horry County here later on this afternoon. So we're going to keep an eye on this severe thunderstorm warning here as we go through. I apologize. I had a phone conversation there that I had to take, but we are watching these severe thunderstorm warnings right now for the Hemingway, Kingstree, Russellville, Bono Beach, Moncks Corner, Jamestown. Johnsonville's almost in it, but we're going to keep a close eye on that as well. I'm sure Johnsonville will see some effects here of the severe thunderstorm as it is tracking to the east. So don't, just because you're not under the warning doesn't mean you're not seeing damaging wind gusts or anything like that. So not showing anything. We're seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds here with this normal severe thunderstorm warnings. No considerable damage on this warning so far yet, but that could change as things kind of progress east. So we're going to keep a close eye on them. I am heading towards the Carolina Forest area to kind of get in position. We're going to keep the stream running, but I'm not going to be chasing these linear storm modes. I kind of like to get in position and just kind of stay stationary to get it. These storms can be rather clustered and very messy, so very hard to pinpoint exactly where you want to chase when you get linear storms like this. So you get those singular discrete supercells, they're a little bit easier to kind of figure out which cell you want to chase after, whereas this whole line is just a long line. So I don't know if you're out and about, but we can switch here to the main chase camera, and you can see that sky is getting a little bit darker here as we look to the west. So we definitely want to keep our eyes on the sky here this afternoon, and not too long from now. So if you're out and about, get your things handled right now and get to a safe place, because we got some severe weather working our way into the area here. So we're going to be heading back towards the Carolina Forest area, where I'm going to set up for the evening, because I'd like to be close to my family here as storms hit our home. So we definitely want to make sure my family is safe. That is number one, most important thing. But the stream will go on, it will stay live, and we'll keep you guys aware of what's going on and try and make sure we get things posted out in a timely fashion here. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Your support means everything. We love to see people following along and watching the stream as we watch and track severe weather moving into our area here today. This will probably be the most significant severe weather we've seen yet this year. Definitely can be semi-dangerous with these severe storms working their way in. We've already seen a few tornado warnings here in South Carolina today with these. Be anxious to see if anything comes of those. I'm looking at, maybe probably straight line winds, but can't rule out the fact that a tornado may have touched down a little while ago, just west of Somerton, in those areas, St. Matthews area, Somerton, and in between. So can't rule out that. But these storms are pushing to the east rather quickly, and will be in our area before we know it here. So we have a long ways to go in a very short amount of time. So get your plans taken care of here and get into your safe places, as this storm is approaching rather quickly. So these lines of storms are going to move into the area pretty rapidly here, but packing some pretty decent winds here. 60-mile-per-hour plus winds, and at times 70, 75-mile-an-hour plus Some considerable damage probably going to be reported western parts of the state here, well, actually central portions of the state. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It means a lot that you guys support what I'm trying to do here. It's a lot to handle by yourself. I'm gonna tell you that much. So we are under that severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. tonight. I think these storms are going to be out of here well before then, with just some lingering showers behind. But definitely going to leave their mark here this afternoon. Right now, that line of storms is moving through the Kingstree area. So if you're in Kingstree, Stuckey, Hemingway, Johnsonville, all of those areas need to be on high alert here as we've got a pretty significant line of severe storms working towards those areas. Lane, South Carolina here looks to be in the midst of some hail here relatively soon, probably the next couple minutes. Could potentially see some hail. With that, the main threat here with this line of storms is going to be the damaging winds. We could see wind speeds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Sometimes some isolated areas of 70, 75 miles per hour. We've seen that already today too as well. So radar indicated, but no reports coming out on that yet. But I'd like to see the reports on that here later on today as we start kind of reevaluating and seeing what exactly took place today. It's a little too hard to try and look up storm reports and everything while I'm trying to get in position to have some footage of the storm working its way in. But we're definitely gonna let you know what we find out as far as storm reports go. You have some damage reports. Sumter area, St. Matthews area, ham radio. You have some damage reports. Sumter area, St. Matthews area, ham radio. Do have a pretty defined bowing here around Kingstree, so we're going to start watching some of them little notches that may form here. You want to pay close attention to that here on the radar, but tornado threat is low, but not zero today, so there always is that chance of some embedded rotation within this line of storms. Typically happens when those bows get a little bit protruded out in front. You can start seeing some of those notches start to form along the southern portion of that line, and sometimes gets a quick spin up tornado. But we're going to keep a close eye on that. You can see the sky here is ominous coming in from the west as these storms are approaching. I do see probably Johnsonville, up 378. Those areas will probably be included in a severe thunderstorm warning here relatively soon. I do think that they will extend that, uh, but I'm not 100% certain. But it's looking like we may see a severe thunderstorm warning come out of those areas as well. I can try and get you guys some timing here. So right around 7 p.m. most likely here for the Carolina Forest area for impacts of these severe storms here. So right around 6:37, pretty close. Continuing to track these severe thunderstorms, now moving towards the Hemingway, Stuckey area. Currently, all of these areas, Andrews, Jamestown, Bono Beach, Moncks Corner, Stuckey, Hemingway, Johnsonville, all of those areas need to be in a safe place right now as the storms are working their way towards your area right now, packing 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail. All possible with this severe line of severe storms. Hope everybody's doing okay. We are continuing to track these severe thunderstorms as they are pushing to the east towards the Carolina Forest, Conway, Myrtle Beach area, Georgetown, and the coast eventually here within the next hour or so. Let's say 6:30 for the Carolina Forest, Conway area here. We're going to continue to monitor things here. Not a whole lot to talk about on these right now as they're pushing east, but definitely looking like we're going to be in for some pretty nasty storms here for a very short amount of time this afternoon. But we've been expecting this all day, so it shouldn't come as a surprise. I'd like to be home with my family when severe storms come through at least our neighborhood, especially when they're linear like this. So not a whole lot of chasing on these particular storms. When we get those cellular storms, it's a little easier to chase because you can pinpoint exactly where you want to be. When we get these wind events here, I like to be a little bit closer to home. We're going to keep things right now. No new severe thunderstorm warnings yet. This warning for the Kingstree area will expire in 18 minutes. The one for Monk's Corner looks about another 18 minutes as well. So we're going to keep a close eye on those to see if they do expand them, which I suspect they probably will, moving into the Carolina Forest area. Relatively about 30 minutes, I'd say. 30 minutes, we should be in the Carolina Forest area with or without a severe thunderstorm warning. So we will keep an eye on that. Get in the house. All right, everybody. So we are now under a severe thunderstorm warning here in Horry County. We've got a strong line of thunderstorms moving into the Conway area here in the next couple minutes. Carolina Forest is after that. So here in the next 15-20 minutes, we should be seeing effects here of the storm as it is working into our area. So everybody needs to be in their safe place here. We could be seeing winds up in excess of 60 miles per hour, some isolated areas of 75 maybe. We've seen that today. That's not something would be out of the ordinary today associated with these storms, but we will be keeping an eye on things here, and we are live, so follow along. The warning is here, so not a whole lot more to talk about, but the warning's here. We're going to watch this storm come through and just keep an eye on things. If anything changes, I will be the first to let you know. All right, everybody, gets ready for some pretty strong winds here. We've got some strong winds moving in towards the Carolina Forest area at the current moment here. If you take a look, if I get you over to my radar here, we'll stop this radar imagery. We're going to draw a line. See that hook, that bowing right there is where our winds are going to be. So Carolina Forest area, just a little bit south of Conway, can be seeing some very decent winds here relatively soon. You can see that shelf cloud making its way towards us here. Right now, we are currently positioned in Clear Pond, the Clear Pond community. You can see that shelf cloud. Looks like we have a little bit of a hail core too moving into our area. So we want to be on the lookout for a little bit of hail as well. So we're going to be watching this as things progress here over the next few minutes, but 10-15 minutes we'll be in it here in Carolina Forest. So hunker down and be in your safe place. I will be in and out of the car. I'm getting photos and videos and everything here for social media. So um, just bear with me. There's not much of a chase here. We're watching the storm come right to us. So just enjoy the footage. All right, everybody. So the severe threat is over for the Myrtle Beach area. So if you have any storm damage photos or videos or anything like that, be sure to get on Twitter or Facebook. On Facebook, it's at Myrtle Beach Aware. On Twitter, we are MB Aware Weather WX. So it's MB Aware WX on Twitter. So feel free to share that out to us. We would love to post that stuff out for you. But other than that, that's all we have here today. We're going to end the stream here right now. The severe weather threat is over. A little bit of rain for about an hour or so here after this all clears out. We'll be in for a good evening and overnight hours, and then a cooler start to the morning tomorrow. So anyway, thanks for tuning in here.